Welcome back to Construction Simulator. We are on the European map doing the hotel campaign level. We have removed the topsoil and we're currently in the process of doing a super hard removal of dirt from the construction pit. Hopefully we'll make about $500,000 or so in dirt and maybe another $1 million in the because it's a hard level. So let's jump back into the excavator. The ramp is over here on the right hand side under the shadows. The plan is to keep on just moving right to left. I'm going to jump back into it. Just a lot of swinging the boom and picking up dirt and throwing it in the throwing it in the truck. I need to optimize where I'm standing here so that the throw is perfect. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm enjoying this dig. It's going quite well. I think the pace is pretty good. I think it's about 6 or 7 scoops for each load. I'm not going to try to get the bottom too much because it's much better done with a wheel loader. Just going to try to get in a more stable, because I'm sitting on that. We did some exploration digging originally to work out where the ramp was, and it's kind of causing slight problems right now. But yeah, so let's come on, camera angle. Let's I want to get this corner done. Hope everybody's day's going well. I'm pounding out a couple of episodes of this all at the same time. My fingers are getting a little bit worn out on the Xbox controller, I must say. But it is a fun game. Digging I find very soothing. Interesting angle. I'm keeping an eye on the maintenance in the field of particularly of the excavator. I think we'll be able to sort of survive this episode without any need to go to a fuel station. We'll see how it goes. My goal is just to pull out nice big fat buckets, maximize the efficiency here, minimum time, maximum buckets. One of the things I do need to do is get this truck closer, so I'm going to try to widen this little path I'm making. So I really want the truck to be lower than the excavator. These shadows are kind of annoying. There's a whole set of trees here. I might move it. So it's I think about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I think what I'm going to do. There's a plane going over. I'm not trying to get the sun over this way, which I think that means it's late morning. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, so now we've got it low in the sky, and it should pop its head up pretty fast. I don't think we can get back a little bit. Yeah, so within a half hour or so, game time. or wild time, those shadows should disappear and the sun should be shining down here quite nicely. If it doesn't happen in the next 30 seconds to a minute, I'll jump out again and move forward 1 hour. Yeah, it's taking too long. Let's do it right now. Coffee break plus 1 hour. There we go. So the sun is over the trees now. It's just now just a little bit of shadow because of our own dirt, which will just get better and better as the day goes on. Yeah, I don't know how often or how common it is for people to change the time. I find that I just don't want to dig when it's hard to see. I'm more than willing to take a coffee break, as they call it, and just move the time so that the shadows aren't problematic. But yeah, I was looking at other people who play it on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, I don't see them changing the time very often. They dig into the night. So yeah, I'm more into the just the enjoyment of the digging rather than fighting the realism side of it. Hey, we're up to 20%. That's kind of cool. And money's going up there too, 140. In the last episode, we spent all of our money and bought. Well, we already. Last episode we got all this ramp cut out. We already owned the dump truck, but we bought this excavator, so we really need to build up our money supplies again so we can pay for the materials for this campaign level. So as long as we sell all this dirt, we'll be pretty good. Some nice big scoops in there. I'm going to try to get this dirt behind the truck so we can back it down the hill a bit more. See if I can get a... There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, it's coming along. This bit's coming along quite nicely, actually. I like the progress. It doesn't feel too slow. Just trying to make it so I can back the truck into a useful situation here. Do I want to back it yet? No, let's see if we can get this corner cut out. I don't know if I have to swing too far. It should be okay. I don't think that's wide enough yet for the truck. I think it's a little bit too narrow. Digging in corners with an excavator tends to be a little bit frustrating because you can't really get down straight. It's always a curve. The best you can do really is just get the bulk of it out and then drive a wheel loader into it from the bottom. I'm being wary not to undercut my own tracks too much. Let's see if I can, yes. Let's get this into the truck and we'll see if we can get... There we go. So let's see if we can get this truck moved. Just a little bit down into the hole. That's enough. And now we can track back a bit. I made some exploration holes and it's definitely made it a little bit harder to drive around. But let's see if we can get this corner. Alright, let's see if we can get this corner finished. Yeah, the sun's in a good position now. It's yeah, about noon, I think. Making it easier for us to see what we're doing. 22%. Yeah, once we get out of this corner, we should be back to some nice big scooping. As I like to see, a nice big scoops into the side of a wall. Trying to go down this edge a bit. Doesn't look like it's a, maybe it's a sheer edge. Is it sheer? Might have a bit of an angle to it. Yeah, it's designed to have an angle to it. It's not like a square, you know, rectangular box. It's got a bit of an angle to it. Yeah, I think we've cleaned out the corner quite well. $153,000. Awesome. Let's continue down this corner. Yeah, if you have any comment on when you think excavators versus wheel loaders are best used, I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. I find that excavators, I think I can move the head faster and deliver the dirt into the dump truck faster, but it is a small capacity, so basically you've got to get 2 or 3 buckets in within the same time as the wheel loader. But I do think you spend a lot of time, wasted time, with the excavator trying to pick up small things. It's the speed that it goes through the ground isn't the greatest. So yeah, I'd love to hear how you decide when the best thing to use is. Now I'm talking about when you're picking up dirt here. So if you just want to get rid of dirt, just put a bulldozer into it, push the dirt around, and it will evaporate. It will just fade away. But when you're actually picking up dirt, what's the best way? That's definitely overfull. We should check our skill points. I don't think... Do we have any skill points? No, but we should definitely update our capacity when we can, so we can hold more dirt. %. At some point we should look at the campaign and work out how much material needs to get bought. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of concrete, and concrete is not cheap. So yeah, before we go waste our money or use our money on new equipment, we should definitely be aware of how much money is required in the future. Am I overfilling this? Yes, I am. Let's see if I can get this pile. Yeah, it's making it worse. Now, because we drove that truck over that little cliff there in front of it, I don't know how much maneuverability we have. This pile right here might be hard to get rid of because I think it's kind of in the protection area of the truck. There we go. I got a lot of it. I think I've done this truck with one too many loads. %. Try not to spend too much time on this small stuff, but I want to also at the same time move the truck, so I wonder how much a wheel loader is. Might be worth renting one, but we still can't really get it in the hole. It's we haven't finished the ramp to the left here yet. Oops, camera angle. $170,000. So we've made 165,000, I think, so far in dirt. The excavator, I think, was 250. So another 100 grand to get back to where we were financially. Maintenance going to have to happen soonish. I don't know what that's going to cost. It shouldn't be too much. Maybe 5,000 or so. Camera angle. Maybe this camera angle a bit more vertical so I can see what I'm doing down the pit there. Yeah, the truck's getting a little bit too far away for my liking. I would like it to be at like half a track wide, closer. The reach is a bit far right now. So, yeah. There's some dirt in front of it. That's a problem. I think I might just deal with the ridge for a while. Finish this corner off. Just so I've got more backing space before I move the excavator away. It's a nice clean area now. I should be able to drive into that. Yeah. So let's see if we can get that truck a little bit further back. Can. Yeah, we'll clean out in front of it. Well, that was quite a successful bucket, I think. Whoops. Swung the bucket a little bit too early before it hit the ground, so it didn't catch and start picking up. I did it again. Right, so it's deeper than it looks. So the question is, can we drive? Can we drive over this stuff? I think we can. The truck surprisingly has terrible ability to drive over dirt. It has to be very, very flat. So let's see what we can do here. Hold up there. Okay, there are some hills there. Nope, doesn't like it. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. We'll just have to dig it out, I guess. we got it a little bit closer so we can get this corner dumped a bit easier. %. Truck's looking full. So we can get it a bit more square. I think that should do as well. Yeah, it's not too bad. The sunlights and the shadow are a bit annoying. I might change that in a sec. Yeah, it makes it really hard to gauge distance. I wonder what time the church bell rings. I mean, it's quite late in the day. Maybe it's 6 p.m. And we'll change it to morning. Then I'm going to add an hour or so to it. Actually, you know what? This sunlight's not too bad. Early morning, so we'll do this for a little bit. %. Yeah, the sunlight's a little bit annoying. We'll give it 1 more minute. If it doesn't progress pretty soon, I'll jump ahead at one hour. $190,000. So we can, oops, that's not the way I want to turn. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a reset. I was trying simply to look how deep that is. I was trying just to move backwards a little bit, but I completely got my orientation wrong. So we're making good progress. Maybe, I mean, it says 28%, but yeah, I think it's over a third. Oh, I'm going way too close to that edge. That dirt pile on my left. Oh, it's nearly empty. So yeah, that was a fortuitous thing anyway. So fuel station. Since we haven't fast traveled, you know what? Let's run there and see what it is. We should be able to go across. Oh, there's a path. Should be able to go across country. We'll look out for some hammers along the way. I'm not really into the hammer thing. I like to play games and just like have raw financial control. But there's one. We'll take it. So, does it give us money? Or was it just finding things? So, that question mark was... Where was that question mark? It was just here. Right, down the hill. Same as the mini-map. So I assume this is probably going to be a gas station. Oh, there's another hammer there. So what are we going to discover over here? Oh, someone's back fence is knocked down. What's this going to be? It is a gas station! Awesome. Please don't tell me I have to be a truck to be discovered. Good. So let's jump into this. We're going to fast travel to here. So we were going to go up here, so 476, 360. So we saved ourselves $50. One of the things I didn't learn till recently is you can press A and B at the same time. I thought you had to do them individually. So yeah, 16,000 for maintenance, $1,000 in petrol. Pull my arm out. Yeah, I love how deep the truck is into the ground there. It does definitely help excavation speed. What I might do, actually, we've been going like from the left to the right, like beyond the left. I'm actually going to turn and start swinging this way, I think. So I need to be about here. Is that where it drop? Yeah, that works. So yeah, let's go up against the edge rather than across along it, and that will make it easier. Church is going again. Different game, but kudos to Giant Software in Farming Simulator. The weather effect of the thunderstorm, the actual thunder, is an amazing sound bite. I mean, I do like listening. I love soundscapes in games, and definitely will call out anybody who does a great job. And kudos to Giants for making a really good, realistic lightning thunder transition. I think the audio for Construction Simulator is pretty good. There's definitely some realism to it. It feels, it sounds like something you'd hear in real life. The way that the dirt sounds and the scraping of metal, like if I hit metal like that, yeah, that's the sound I expect to hear. The sounds of the tracks are pretty good too. And we were up to nearly 200,000 before, but we're back down to 175 without maintenance. I am so tempted one day to keep an Excel spreadsheet of all the finances involved in a game and then actually talk about the cost-benefit analysis of things, because people go, oh, I'm going to buy it, it's this XYZ cost for the machine, but they don't factor in maintenance, they don't factor in fast travel costs, they don't factor in all these other things. Now the good news is most times when you have a loan in the game, the interest tends to be a very, very low rate, like down in the maybe even 1% rate. It's nowhere near what reality is. And so most of the time in a game, if you can get a loan, you should take it, because you can make way more money back than the interest is incurred on it. Just trying to find this corner. I assume this is like the front porch of the hotel. What's the graphic look like? Yeah, it's like the bump out at the front of the hotel. So I'm going to clean this part up so I can drive the truck there. I might make that a little bit more forward. Alright. Alright, making progress now. %. Now, digging down a slope like this isn't as fast as digging into it. So I'm going to probably change angles pretty soon. But I'll clear this corner out, because this is going to be a bit more problematic with a wheel loader. $183. Yeah, I really want to get back to 250,000. this dirt money is not included in what the campaign is saying that the contract will pay out. So every dollar in dirt is a bonus. That was a terrible scoop. %. Really starting to see the what the hole's going to look like now. I think I'm going to leave a clear way in for the excavator. Probably, yeah. I'm definitely make sure that I dig the hole to the far end. And yeah, the last thing we'll dig is that back corner there. I think that's going to be our final area. Because that way, if the excavator gets reset, you can just drive in without too much trouble. Back to my default right-hand camera rather than left-hand. Yeah, I've got to start taking bigger scoops. I keep on taking these small ones. Squeeze in here. I think that's enough for now. In that corner. Kind of gives us an idea of where we are. Cheeky cross the corner. So yeah, I think I'll back the truck into this little corner here a little bit. So what I want is a position where I'm picking up dirt. Actually, here's not bad. We can yeah, pick up dirt right here with a pretty cheap swing. I prefer the truck was the other way around. Yeah, but we can work on this section. The goal is to be able to drive the truck out. Alright, another load. A couple more and then we'll be back at 200 grand. %, still. Nearly a third the way done. So I'm guessing this is going to be 5 hours of digging. Based on that progress. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of shallow buckets right now. I need to definitely try to get more meaty ones. I'm going to move it a little bit closer if I can because I'm having to stretch. See how that goes for a while. Let's do it back here for a while. Yeah, nice fast swoops. Swoop across. As long as I don't dump it over the back. I hate when I do that. I bought soil rather than 200,000, yeah. Track back a little bit. Oh, come on. Camera angles. Yeah, the controls for it are a little bit sensitive. Still 33%. Church is tolling again. Time moves on. Lots and lots of digging. Oh, that's a bad time for a camera angle change. I like to make these little pads to drive the truck into. Try to curve this out a bit. Sun's getting low on the horizon in the evening. Shadows are coming across. I'll change the time soon. For me, I tried not to move the excavator as much, as little as possible, as in with the tracks. I prefer to just get in a nice sweet spot and just swing away. If you ever watch Gold Rush, the TV show, where they're doing this in real life, the excavator always is kind of like on a pad like this up, and it's digging around itself, and they spend all that effort putting the rock truck in the right position rather than making the excavator move. I mean, those guys are doing this in real life, and obviously have worked out the most efficient way to pick up material. So I'm kind of using that as my guide about how to approach this. That was a very shallow load. Try to make it so I can back into there if I need to. I think we can start another swipe here. 34%. A third the way through. That's got it. Is that full? Yeah, it's full. Let's change the time of day. We'll just go straight to noon. Alright. We'll make this the last one for the day. We'll clean up here. It's not the most efficient way to dig like this underneath your own feet, but %. 'And with that, we'll call it a day. The ramp is definitely much more defined. It looks like it goes down and turns, and then maybe it goes down that way. Not sure how these corners fit into it. Having looking at the construction plan, yep, it's all 100% done enough. So with that, I think we'll call it a day. We'll reconvene next time. Hopefully get a good another truck width, 2 truck widths done, hopefully. And I think if we can get this done in 3 more episodes, I think that'd be pretty good. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.